It would appear that the management is slightly tilted towards Kuldeep Yadav. Even among the exclusive group of wrist spinners, the left-arm wrist spinner remains something of an exotic species. Kuldeep's ability to turn the ball both ways and his unorthodox left arm over the wicket gives him the edge over Chahal, who has, over the last few series, shelved his googly in search of drift to the wide tossed-up delivery. It's a weird situation that Chahal finds himself in, considering just a year ago in South Africa, he was called to bowl the pressure overs, with Kohli preferring his control and temperament to Kuldeep's sometimes erratic magic. Vijay Shankar was picked to temporarily fill in for Hardik Pandya, but 5 appearances against Australia have given India so much more. Shankar gave Virat Kohli a closer demonstration of his batting appetite in a partnership through the middle overs in Nagpur and displayed acumen of a top-order batsman, which he has been for his stateside Tamil Nadu across formats. Shankar may still not entirely conform to the all-rounder tag in Indian colours, but bowling coach Bharat Arun believes his batting has now rubbed off on his bowling, even making him about 10 km/h quicker. Successfully defending 11 runs of the final over in Nagpur could also have a hand in adding to his confidence. Come the World Cup, Hardik Pandya will walk back into the playing 11 to rightfully claim his all-rounder spot, but Shankar may have edged his case in his straight shootout with Ravindra Jadeja for a spot in the squad. Both fared well in their primary skill, both are excellent fielders. What do India want more? A batsman who can bowl a bit or a bowler who can bat a bit? Hardik Pandya's return will provide balance on multiple fronts, given India will have 3 seam bowling options, even if they have to choose between Mohammad Shami and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Pandya, the batsman, allows both wrist spinners to play and can also feature in a combination with Vijay Shankar in the event of pitch requiring both a stockpiling of seam bowlers as well as adding heft to the batting. Sports Desk, DD News.
That cricket is, in fact, the most difficult game to predict the outcome of. Well, the India-Australia series has ended on Wednesday. It should be a clear indication of this. An Australian team that has struggled to win matches at home, leave aside games in other countries, found itself with strength and vigor and winning an away series in the most difficult of conditions, India. And let's take a look at the key takeaways from this series.
To win a series in India is itself a huge task for any visiting team. But to win a 5-match series after being 2-0 down is something very special that Australia has achieved. Let's also remember that this is not a full-strength Australian side with few star players missing due to bans and injuries. With the World Cup in mind, India did try to juggle a few things around, but in the process have lost a rare ODI series at home and for the first time under the leadership of Virat Kohli. Let's go through the key takeaways from the 5-match ODI series. India's over-reliance on the top 3. If there is one big area of concern for the men in blue going into the World Cup, it's their middle order batting, which will be their Achilles heel. The team has been on the lookout for a solid number 4 batsman for quite a while now, but after trying out so many players in the last year or so, no one has cemented that spot yet. Before the Australia series, Ambati Rayudu looked certain, especially after a good 90 in the 5th and final ODI against New Zealand, away from home. But his shortcomings were exposed by Aussie quicks in the series. It was expected that Tamil Nadu's Vijay Shankar could grab that slot, but he wasn't tried at that position. The likes of KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant were given just a single opportunity. It is very evident now that the Indian batting is over-reliant on the top 3, and if opposition teams can get 1 or 2 early wickets, they would know that Kohli's men could be put under serious pressure with a brittle middle order. India's bowling is the strongest suit. It will be probably for the first time that India are going into a mega event with bowling as their strongest suit. Over the years, India have always won matches and tournaments with batting as their stronger arm out of the 2. However, it will be a very different World Cup in England and Wales this time around in Jasprit Bumrah, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Mohammad Shami. India have a feat bowling trio that can cause havoc in any given conditions. To back the pacers, India are blessed to have the wrist spin of Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal, who have the knack of picking wickets in the middle order even on good batting surfaces. It will not be a bad move by Virat Kohli to opt to defend a score in crunch games because the bowlers look a lot confident when compared to batsmen, as we saw in the final ODI against Australia at Delhi. Australia is turning it around in time. Australia cricket was at its worst in 2018, both on and off the field, and it looked like they have forgotten how to win a cricket match, irrespective of any format. In that period, they lost at home in a test series against India for the first time ever, and were convincingly thrashed by the same side in the ODI series as well. Australia's ODI captain Aaron Finch was going through a very poor run with the bat. Young batsmen looked out of sorts, and even the most famed bowling attack was not delivering up to the best. It looked the same old story until the two ODIs against India. The second match at Nagpur was a classic example of how Australia have lost the art of winning a cricket match, as they lost by 8 runs after being in a very comfortable position. All of a sudden, Usman Khwaja has struck form at the top of the order, and his opening partner Aaron Finch is looking a lot better after one promising knock. The likes of Peter Hanscom, Glenn Maxwell and Ashton Turner have shown that they belong at this level, and it's a good sign for Australian cricket that they are now converting the promise into performance. Sports Desk, DD News.
And Australia now become the 5th team.
Well, the Supreme Court on Friday has set aside BCCI's disciplinary committee's order imposing a life ban on the former Indian fast bowler Sreesanth for his alleged involvement in the 2013 IPL spots fixing scandal. Well, the issue of Sreesanth's ban might come up among the COA on that day. With the BCCI's new Ombudsman Justice retired D.K. Jain and amicus curiae P.S. Narasimha, the matter is expected that the decision will be fast-tracked.
Ban imposed on former India fast bowler S. Sreesanth for his involvement in the 2013 IPL spot fixing case. It was confirmed on Friday. The court also asked the Board for Control of Cricket in India to consider a fresh punishment for the former India pacer within the next 3 months. The court, however, rejected Sreesanth's plea that he should not be punished at all because he was acquitted in the spot-fixing case. While the BCCI argued that the ban imposed was fully sustainable in law, Salman Khurshid, Sreesanth's lawyer, told the two-member bench comprising Justices Ashok Bhushan and K.M. Joseph the only fault the pacer had committed was not disclose the wrongdoings to the board.
I'm very happy that Supreme Court has actually given me a lifeline, lifting my life ban, and I'm eagerly waiting for that next 90 days. But I have started my practice, and it's not easy at the age of 36 to get back to the game and make a mark. People, as a fast bowler, people retire at the age of 33, 34. In fact, 36 they are completely over, and they end up playing T20s and T10s now. Thanks to all those leagues there, so I think I can still earn my bread and butter somewhere or the other. So all I needed was Scottish League permission, and I really hope this time I'll get that permission and then play cricket and see where I go. And I don't think at 36 I'm a competition for anybody. So.
In October 2017, a division bench of the Kerala High Court had reimposed the life ban on Sreesanth after a petition from the BCCI. Earlier, a single-judge bench of the court had revoked the ban and had ordered BCCI to lift the ban. In May 2013, Sreesanth was playing for the Rajasthan Royals, and his teammates Ankit Chavan and Ajit Chandela were arrested by the Delhi police for their alleged involvement in spot-fixing controversy that shook Indian cricket. All 3 players were later banned for life by the BCCI. In 2015, Sreesanth, Chandela and Chavan were cleared of the spot-fixing charges after a Delhi trial court found that there was no prima facie evidence to prove that they had been involved in any wrongdoing. They concluded there was insufficient evidence under the Maharashtra Control of Organised Crime Act as well. Sports Desk, DD News.
Well, who can forget the role that Sreesanth played in when India won that T20 World Cup long time ago. And now Deepa Karmakar's events, and she's been doing real good work. Karmakar qualified for the vault finals after finishing 3rd in the qualifying round of the Artistic Gymnastics World Cup in Baku on Thursday. The 25-year-old Deepa, who had finished 4th in the event at 2016 Rio Olympics, performed a higher difficulty hand front 540 vault for the first time in the competition. She scored, in fact, 14.466 and 14.133 in the two qualifying rounds for an average score of 14.299. The American Jade Carey took the top spot in the qualifying with an average of 14.70, while Alexa Morena of Mexico was second with 14.533. So the top 8 finishers will compete in the final round on Saturday, and Deepa will of course take part in the balanced beam event later today. Milos Raonic has been his efficient best, and Thursday afternoon he beat Serbian lucky loser Mimor Kesmanovic. He won 6-3, 6-4, and he's reached the 4th semi-final in the Indian Wells.
Big serving Canadian Milos Raonic fired 13 aces to defeat Miomir Kekmanovic 6-3, 6-4 on Thursday and reached the semi-finals in Indian Wells for the consecutive second time. Serbian teenager Kekmanovic was unable to convert any of his 3 breakpoint opportunities against a ruthless Raonic, who unleashed a torrent of punishing ground strokes on a sunny and breezy day in the Californian desert. Raunic's serving accuracy was not as precise as it has been in other matches, with only 55% of his first deliveries finding the target. But when he was able to get one in play, it was too much for the tournament lucky loser, with Raonic winning 88% of those points.
Yeah, I did a lot of good things. I was happy with my discipline. I faced a few opportunities, a few moments of struggle in 2 of my service games, once in each set, and I handled them both with good calm and good restraint, played aggressive and did a lot of things well today.
Next up for Raonic is either Gail Monfils or Dominic Thiem, who played their quarter-final match. Sports Desk, DD News.
The 2019 edition of the Indian Open golf flagship tournament in the country, and also the longest running international sports event in India, will see some of the most well-known golfers from around the world vying for top honours. Here's more.
Ace golfers Shubhankar Sharma and Anirban Lahiri will spearhead India's challenge at the 55th edition of the India Open, to be held at the DLF Golf and Country Club in Gurugram from the 28th of this month to the 31st of August. This time, Indian Open will offer a prize purse of $1.75 million US. Other Indian golfers to feature in the tournament are SSP Chaurasia, Shiv Kapoor, Rahul Gangji, and youngsters like Ajitesh Sandhu, Viraj Madappa, Khalin Joshi, and S. Chikarangappa. Even before its launch, the Hero Indian Open ran into controversy and a cloud of uncertainty shrouded over its conduct this year after the Sports Ministry de-recognized Indian Golf Union, the official hosting rights holder of the event, for failing to adhere to the National Sports Code.
I think this year is going to be a very strong field. I'm also looking at great support from the weather. I think we will have a fantastic event, and I have talked to a few players and everyone's excited about it, and really hope to see an Indian winner. But I continue to maintain that may the best player win.
Co-sanctioned by the European and Asian Tour, the Indian Open also boasts a strong international field featuring 2018 Scottish Open champion Brandon Stone, last year's runner-up Andrew Johnston, and Bernd Weisberger, whose 4 European Tour wins to his credit. Tapas Bhattacharya's report, DD News, Delhi.
Ajitesh Sandhu belongs to that rare breed of golfers who have tasted success at the international level. They don't have any sponsor, however. After winning his maiden Asian title in Chinese Taipei, he's expected that the situation may change, but it hasn't. He's still relying on the prize money, and expenses have risen since he has in fact started traveling with a Japanese caddy.
Ajitesh, you are somebody who a lot of people think is the next champion. You have won in Taipei tournament, and then after that there is a bit of a lull. What is exactly going on right now?
I wouldn't say there was a lull. It's just that last year for me was a new experience. I played a bit in Europe as well, so new courses every week. There was a lot of traveling involved. It was just getting accustomed to the conditions. My game is still going well. I had a good week in New Zealand a couple of weeks ago, and practice is going well. So I'm not worried about my game. It's just there's a lot of things that have to click for you to win, and hopefully that happens soon. That's a huge goal of mine, and I think all all of us Indian players who teared up that week, that's the only goal that we have, that we want to win our National Open. It's one of the most prestigious events that you can play as an Indian golfer. And, if you add that win to your career, it'll probably be as a highlight by the end of it. So,
looking at your career, you have won tournaments, but at the end of the day, you still do you have a sponsor? Because it is a very difficult sport. It's an elite game. You need sponsor to travel. How do you do this?
For now, I've just been supporting myself. I only have an equipment sponsor, but nothing else backing me. I think it's just tough because Indian sponsors don't really get, a lot of mileage out of sponsoring Indian golfers. So I understand it from their point of view, but as an Indian golfer coming up, it would be nice to get some support. I hope it happens soon, and yeah.
Yeah. So, and how difficult it is for a person who doesn't have a sponsor for a game like golf, because you have to travel a lot, you have to pay from your own pocket. How do you manage that? Because you have to take care of the family, you have to take care of other needs.
Yeah. I've been just relying on my prize money so far, and it is an expensive sport to play because you're pretty much traveling around the world. My caddy also travels with me, so I'm basically supporting the both of us every week. Yes, it is expensive, but this is my passion, this is my love, and this is what I love to do, and at any cost I do it.
Well, thank you, appreciate your time, Ajitesh. So that was Ajitesh telling us that he's very keen, even though he doesn't have a sponsor now, he's very sure that that's going to change in due course of time. With cameraman Vijay Shankar, this is Tapush Bhattacharya, DD News, Delhi.
And Tottenham will play Manchester City in the Champions League quarterfinals, while Manchester United have been drawn against Barcelona. Last year's beaten finalists Liverpool will play Porto, and Ajax will face Juventus in the other ties. The semi-final draw was also made, and Manchester United will meet Liverpool if both win their last 8 ties. And the quarter-final first legs take place on the 9th of April and the 10th of April. The semi-finals will start on the 30th of April and the 1st of May. City and United were both drawn away in the first leg of their ties, but they are not allowed to play at home on the same day or even consecutive nights. Therefore, as United finished lower in the Premier League last season, their last leg will be now at the Old Trafford, with the second leg at the Nou Camp. So the Champions League final takes place on the 1st of June in Madrid. Well, that's all we have in this edition of the Sports News. Until we meet again, thanks very much for watching. Namaskar, and watch these stunning images of a 10-year-old skateboarder who hopes to become Britain's youngest Olympian. Thanks again for watching. Namaskar.